The Oodua People's Congress, OPC, was formed in 1993 as a reaction to the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which was widely believed to have been won by Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, a Yoruba man. This annulment, carried out by the military government under General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, was seen as a deliberate attempt to prevent a Yoruba man from assuming the highest political office in Nigeria. The Yoruba people, deeply aggrieved by this development, mobilized themselves against what they saw as the hegemony of the northern-dominated military elite, often referred to as the Ariwa oligarchy. This resistance movement gave rise to several pro-democracy groups, with the OPC being one of the most prominent. The OPC was established as a socio-cultural and militant organization with the aim of defending Yoruba interests and pushing back against the perceived oppression of the Yoruba people by the Nigerian state. Between 1993 and 1999, there were numerous clashes between OPC members and the Nigerian security forces. The military and police frequently engaged in violent confrontations with OPC operatives, particularly in Yoruba-dominated states like Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Ondo, and Osun. The Yoruba resistance was fueled by the memory of past injustices and the broader struggle for democracy. Many Yoruba leaders and activists, including journalists, politicians, and civil rights groups, were either imprisoned, harassed, or killed during this period. Notable among them was Chief Alfred Ruwane, a prominent financier of the pro-democracy movement who was assassinated in 1995. As the resistance intensified, it became increasingly clear to the ruling military government that maintaining power indefinitely could lead to the disintegration of Nigeria. The OPC and other Yoruba-led resistance movements were not only fighting against military rule, but were also advocating for a restructuring of Nigeria's political landscape to ensure fair representation of all ethnic groups. By 1998, after the sudden death of General Sani Abacha, Nigeria's longest-serving military dictator, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, took over as head of state. Recognizing the volatility of the situation, he initiated a transition program that would eventually lead to the return of civilian rule in 1999. However, it was evident that the military elite, predominantly from northern Nigeria, understood that their continued hold on power could be disastrous for national unity. This realization influenced the decision to ensure that the presidency in the new democratic dispensation would be given to a Yoruba man as a form of political compensation for the injustices surrounding the annulment of the June 12 election. This led to the emergence of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, a former military head of state from 1976 to 1979, and a Yoruba man as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In the 1999 general election, Obasanjo won and was sworn in as Nigeria's first democratically elected president since the annulled election of 1993. His victory was widely interpreted as a strategic move by the military to pacify Yoruba agitation and prevent further ethnic tensions that could have led to Nigeria's breakup. The role of Yoruba leaders and the struggle for minority rights. Historically, the Yoruba political leadership, particularly under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, had played a crucial role in advocating for the rights of minority ethnic groups in Nigeria. During the First Republic, from 1960 to 1966, Awolowo and his political allies, such as Chief Anthony Enahoro and Chief Joseph Tarka, championed the cause of minority groups who felt marginalized under the dominant three-region structure controlled by the Hausa Fulani, Yoruba, and Igbo ethnic groups. Awolowo was a strong proponent of regional autonomy and believed that every ethnic group, regardless of size, should have the right to self-determination within a federal system. His advocacy led to the creation of the Midwest region in 1963, which was carved out of the Western region to accommodate the aspirations of the Edo and Delta ethnic groups. However, despite these efforts, some minority groups have often found themselves caught in the political struggles between Nigeria's dominant ethnic groups. In some cases, these groups have been used as pawns in larger political battles, either aligning with the Hausa Fulani in the north, the Yoruba in the west, or the Igbo in the east, depending on the prevailing political dynamics. The TV riots of 1961 and the role of ethnic politics. The TV ethnic group, which is one of the largest minority groups in Nigeria, faced significant political oppression during the First Republic. In 1961, the TV people, who were predominantly located in present-day Benue State, revolted against the ruling Northern People's Congress, NPC, which was led by Ahmadu Bello, the premier of the northern region. The TV riots were a direct response to political marginalization, economic neglect, and what they perceived as Hausa Fulani domination of the northern region. During these riots, the Nigerian military, composed largely of soldiers from the major ethnic groups, was deployed to suppress the uprising. According to historical accounts, many Igbo soldiers served in the Nigerian army at the time and were involved in quelling the riots. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the Igbo political leader and then Governor-General of Nigeria, was seen as aligning with Ahmadu Bello in dealing with the TV insurgency, leading to accusations that the Igbo political class had turned a blind eye to the plight of ethnic minorities in the Middle Belt. This historical context has fueled resentment among some minority ethnic groups who feel that they have been repeatedly betrayed by the dominant ethnic groups in Nigeria. The role of Igbo leaders during the military era, 1993 to 1999. While the Yoruba political class and militant groups like the OPC were actively resisting military rule between 1993 and 1999, some Igbo leaders were perceived as collaborating with the military government. For example, Peter Obi, a prominent businessman and politician, was said to have benefited economically during this period. At the same time, some Igbo politicians accepted ministerial and administrative positions under General Sani Abacha's government, leading to accusations that the Igbo elite were more interested in personal gains than in the broader struggle for democracy. This is in contrast to the Yoruba struggle, which saw many Yoruba leaders either imprisoned or forced into exile. Conclusion: the legacy of the Yoruba struggle. The resistance of the Yoruba people between 1993 and 1999 played a fundamental role in shaping Nigeria's Fourth Republic. The sacrifices made by pro-democracy activists, the OPC, and Yoruba political leaders ensured that the country returned to civilian rule. While other ethnic groups also contributed to the struggle for democracy, the Yoruba played a particularly visible and decisive role. This period of Nigerian history remains crucial for understanding contemporary political dynamics. It highlights the importance of ethnic mobilization, the impact of historical grievances, and the challenges of maintaining national unity in a multi-ethnic society. For those who study Nigerian history, this narrative serves as a reminder that political struggles are often shaped by historical injustices, economic interests, and the strategic decisions of dominant ethnic groups. The question of minority representation, political fairness, and national cohesion remains relevant today as Nigeria continues to grapple with issues of governance, ethnic tensions, and democratic consolidation.